Hello all, welcome to sunny Gelvin Valley. We are in the middle of our tree harvest still here. After I did a whole bunch of episodes here of voiceover, I'm going to kind of return to trying to talk while I cut down trees here. Anyways, still enjoying the map. Thank you, Wild Wild West, for creating it for both Farm Sim 13 and 15. Just a lovely place. Who knows if I was ever supposed to use these placeable areas to grow trees, but that's what we did. You know, I'm hoping to be done using this particular machine here. I got 40 minutes left on a lease. I'm hoping I can get done with that before the end because I want to start hauling these to market and earn some money. I'm looking at the time here, 7:30, and maybe with a little luck, I probably won't be that lucky. I may have to wait until the 8 o'clock hour to take these trees in. Because reality, by the time I get done here, it's probably going to take the whole episode just to finish polishing up the trees here. So anyway, I think I've exhausted myself on talking about good old antique Powerland, and you know, I probably should have tried to record something at the time, and there's just, I don't know how it is for other people who do this. Sometimes, you know, it can be a couple months go by before I talk about something that I went through. Other times it's right away, and I don't know. But anyway, I always have enjoyed Antique Powerland, and hopefully the descriptions I had were resonated with those of you that for whatever reason choose to watch me cut wood and ramble on about a few things. Actually, as I record this now, it's a Saturday evening. It is right in between. It's a time, one of my favorite times of year, right in between Christmas and New Year's. So we just passed the Christmas holiday here. And so, what would that make it? The 27th maybe today? So it's kind of a little bit different with Christmas this year being on a Thursday, and then having to go to work kind of one day after. Guess I wouldn't have had to, but I opted to anyhow. But in thinking of Christmas, you know, one of the things that comes to mind is traditions. And I know we all likely have different Christmas traditions, you know, that we grew up with or that our spouses did, and all maybe approach the holiday a little bit differently. So, I don't know, I thought that'd be a reasonable topic to tackle here. Maybe I do need a little bit of light on the subject. So, I just made a couple notes here on my pad, you know, to help jog my memory. I was thinking of tradition kind of in four regards. One with home, the things, you know, I do here with my own family. I'm married, have 4 children. And then maybe traditions done with the extended family, my wife's side of the house, mine, and even extended beyond that. And all of this, of course, depending on what kind of family a person has and whether they're in the same area. I thought about work and some of the things that we do there with our employees, and some of the traditions we've developed there in our own little firm for people that work for us and their spouses and clients and customers and all that. And then also at church, where our family goes each week. Even a church has its own traditions that it's established over time, that it sees the people like doing. And it brings to mind, and I still miss him dearly. I've mentioned him many times. Atomic 67, a friend to a lot of us, and it's coming up on 3 years since he's been gone. But I was just looking at, I still have a chat log with him that he and I had over several years, and each year since his passing, one of the things I try to do when I'm at work and listening to material while I do my work, Christmas carols this time of year. And I know one of the things he shared with me is with his mom at home, when they were getting ready for the Christmas holiday, they would pop it in. I'm sure in those days it was a record, the old LP records of, I think his name was Johnny Mathis, of him singing various Christmas carols and songs, and just the feeling of, there's probably a reason why we have traditions, for how they make us feel, for the element of nostalgia, things that we remember from the past that are meaningful, that evoke memories, all those things that we do that separate us from the animal kingdom, to be blunt. They don't seem to have traditions, at least not that I'm aware of. So, kind of taking these in turn, I was just thinking at home, the most important to me, with my wife and kids, and I would say most of the time when we celebrate Christmas as a family, we try to do it Christmas Eve. I'm not sure for my wife how it was, but I know growing up, for the family, that's kind of what we did. And I'm thinking of the family time, where we all sit together at the table, have a Christmas meal, and then spend the evening together, sharing gifts, stories, just time together as a family, special time. And I have many memories of that as a kid. It was always on Christmas Eve, and I'm not sure why that is. I think it's actually probably fairly common. The Christmas. Whoop! This tree doesn't want to come. Come on. Am I not close enough? No, I think I'm close enough. Alright, raise it higher. There we go. We're going to leave a stump on this one. But it seems like the Christmas day itself was always for other family. I remember growing up, it was to go up to Grandpa and Grandma's after church. We always had a church service Christmas Day. But Christmas Eve was family time, and that seems to be, how it is for us today. I planted a tree kind of in the brush back there. Well, we'll get him too. And speaking of the meal, many years growing up, kind of as a nod to our Swiss heritage, we would have a fondue supper at home. And, I think a lot of my siblings, most of them maybe don't do it consistently, but I just loved it. So our family is pretty traditional. Each year when we celebrate Christmas together, there's always fondue. And back at home, I say it was a nod to our Swiss heritage. Yes and no. The Swiss, I know, have a certain way of doing it, and we didn't do it exactly the way they do it, starting with the recipe for cheese or whatever that we would have for that part of it. I think Mom just threw together whatever she could, And whereas now, we do some of that too. I realize not everybody's going to care for a more traditional recipe, but I do try to make some now, just as the Swiss would do it, and it's got wine and other nice tasty things in there too. So, but otherwise, a fondue meal is definitely part of what we do. After supper, or sometimes even at the table, we try to read the Christmas story out of the Bible, as part of our Christian heritage. And this was in a brush also. And there's also other, when the kids were younger, there was other books, they didn't always understand particularly the language of the Bible. So we either had a story Bible, or there was other story books, that would present the nativity scene, if you will, and the baby Jesus and all of those. So we sometimes, when the kids were young, would read out of those. And even now that the kids are older, sometimes they will ask for, those storybook versions that we read back in the day, because I think they're feeling their own nostalgia, and it takes them back. Now, can I get these trees in the hills up higher? Sorry, you can't see anything. I'm gonna have to remember that that there's a stump in there, so I can remember to take it out. Oops. There we go. So that's also part of it. In the evening, with gifts, we try to, my wife and I have a gift or two or three or whatever for each of the kids. But they do their own gift exchange now. They really have for many years. And I mentioned I have 4 children. 2 of them still live at home, but 2 of them are out on their own and with spouses. And so it's a little bit bigger event now than it was back when it was just the 4 of them. They would always laugh about it. My wife, would keep track of who drew whose name. And it was always kind of a joke, as it was pretty easy to figure out, when there was just 4 of them. But now it's a little bit tougher when there's 6 of them. So that's kind of fun. And I don't know, there's other things we do that night, mainly just interacting and being together. And I know a lot of that is typical family stuff. I grew up where it was commonplace for the family to eat together pretty much every night of the week. I cherish those times, being together, mom and dad and all my siblings kind of around a table. Some of the best conversations I've ever had in my life happened at that table, and it was same for my wife as well. And so we've tried to duplicate that, for our own kids, so that they have that same experience. So in some ways, it isn't so much a Christmas is really anything out of the ordinary. It's more a continuation of just more of the same, if you will, of what we do as a family. Let me see, I was looking at my notes. My wife, I was going to say we, but really it's my wife who decorates the house and gets it all ready. And I'm just a man, and I've often told my kids, they think it's funny, but it's a good thing I'm married, because if I wasn't, our house probably wouldn't have any furniture in it, because of course, that gets in the way of the vacuum cleaner and keeping the rooms clean. And I don't have an eye for decoration or that kind of thing. It's my wife who truly makes our house a home, our house such that it is. It's a very simple house, but I appreciate the time she takes to decorate for the changing seasons, including Christmas. My goodness, you know what? I am going to get it done in this hour. So I don't remember how long I rented this for in the original one, but I think, what do I have? Is this the last tree? I got one more. One more. There we go. One more tree. And oh, no, 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 no. I got a couple at the entrance. I think I still need to take out. Oh, come on. Yeah, so many of these I can practically do level with the ground, but some of these I cannot. So my wife is a decorator, so we have a nativity set that is up on display with the players, you know, that you would see in the Bible. I say players, I don't mean that irreverently. We very much believe the account, you know, that took place there, but the replica, if you will, has, you know, the traditional things, you know, that we would remember from the biblical account of Christ's birth, represented, so Mary and Joseph and sheep and cattle and wise men and so forth. So I know we have that in the house. You know, it's traditional for a lot of people in America too to have a Christmas tree, and you know, growing up, we didn't have one. Nor my wife. She grew up without one too. And you know, I don't have anything against a tree, and frankly, I've warmed up more to the idea the older I get. If for no other reason, I like trees and I like how they smell, and but we just, for whatever reason, have not gone to the trouble of getting one in there. I know one of my daughters, maybe both of them, has a fake Christmas tree. Pretty sure if we ever have one, I'd want a real one. Just not the same, you know, without a... Come on, get in there. Get in there. There we go. You know, I am stuttering a little bit. I wonder my FPS. Oh my. Yeah, you know what it is? I think it's all these logs at this one spot that is probably causing my frame rate to drop. And folks, I believe that is it. We have toppled every tree and cleaned them out, so you know what? I don't think I want to drive this over there, so here's what we're gonna do. Go into here, and well, somewhere here we can go. Turn, yes, $100. 167. Okay, so let me hopscotch over to here. So now that we have those hauled, let me hop out of cab and just get over here, front of the store, try this. So I'm gonna want, you know, I've done this one in the past. Let me do this one. This one looks a little hardier. Plus it's cheaper. Actually, hold on a sec. What is the time? 7:49. Okay, so if I lease this for an hour, yeah, I got a few minutes here. Oh, bugaboos. You know, I probably need to, I need to probably rent it for 2 hours, because I gotta haul some logs between the two places. Default color, rent. Look how much money it costs. Okay, so there's that. And now I need a modded trailer to be in forestry equipment, timber runner, auto load, 20, 15, 20. Now this is a big one. log trailer, and yeah, I don't want that one. I think it's this, but you know what? I almost think I had, I'm still in the odds. No, not that one. That's a different type of autoloader. I kind of think I have more than one, but I could be mistaken. Okay. It's got to be here in forestry. Probably this one here. I think this is the largest, so I'm going to rent this for a couple hours too. And where did it put it? Aha. Here we go. Woo! That is a big trailer. And, you know, this, I may be paying for this. Oh, it doesn't have a four-wheel drive on the... Man, that's a long trailer. This may prove unworkable on a map such as Wild Wild West has designed, but we'll see what we can do. Down the road we go, and it's so long. Yeah, see, what I'm hoping is I can haul a ton of logs in here to get as many as I can over and sold, you know, within the hour time that I'd like to take. So I've leased this for 2 hours, and I want to haul the logs, I think, over to my other yard here. Oh man, look at me stutter. Yeah, see, I think all those logs over there take some computing power to get them in there. Let's see, even here, this is running hard. I'm not sure what, I'm not popping errors, am I? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's so stuttery in here, but I'll just blame it once again on having a weak computer. And like I say, I think once I take care of these logs, that is going to help take care of some physics issues. I don't know if anybody's coming, but they'll stop, won't they? Yeah, this is a long trailer. I don't even know if they make trailers like this in real life. If they do, I know I've never seen one. Actually, let's see. Is there a back way to come into the lot? Which is, you know, something just clicked. And I think, yeah, I have decent FPS. I don't know what it was. No, this isn't it. I need to drive a little further. Getting tricked as to where I am. So, let me get down here. So anyway, I think I've covered most of the traditions we have at home. Like I say, no tree. We do put a few lights on the house outside. My wife does an awesome job decorating things to look nice in the house. But nothing too overboard. Oh, I guess I don't. There's a road in there. Interesting. So, and that comes to the end. I'm just looking to see where... I forgot about that road. So I think I can turn the corner up here. Maybe. I'd have to go into this gas station to do it. There we go. Right, so change number of piles. 2 max. Start auto load. Start unload. Left side. Will it load either side? Unfold additional forks. What's that? Let me hit X. Oh, okay, that's handy. Nice, okay, so we got some extra Change number of piles. Keypad enter. 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, never mind that the enter also... Oh, okay, so this also shows there's the unload. Oh my, this thing is loaded with options. What a great mod. Of course, it also shows another mod that I have over here of... whoops. I didn't mean to do all this. There, we'll turn that off. Okay, so start auto load. Will it take a few on? That's what I don't know. Let's see, I'm running over. Alright, so it's grabbing a few. Stop. Let me get up here, get closer. Now let me see if I can get a few more on. Alright, it's slowly doing that. Oh great, it's grabbing them from quite a ways away. Let me turn that off. Let me turn it to the other side. Right side. No, if it's... Let me get over here a little bit further. Alright, I think eventually it stops on the one pile and continues on the other. So that grabbed it from that side. Alright, let me go back to the other side. So this is what can be tricky with a... You just never know where the trigger is, where it's going to grab a particular stick of wood. So let me turn that off. Let me go up here a little bit. I'm dragging one under my tires. Alright, now let me try this some more here. Just putting some more on. Okay, it isn't grabbing anymore. Oh, it's grabbing some more. I don't know if it needs it to... this trailer is so long. I may need to come up here with kind of a cleanup crew, because I don't know if it's going to allow me to get all of them. Careful. The trouble with this thing, come on, four-wheel drive. Left side, right side. Pick them up. There, grab that one. Move a little bit. Maybe it'll grab the one from underneath. Oh, of course it won't do that. Alright, let me switch it to the left side. I don't know if any of you are watching that. Boy, this is going to take... No. Let me see here. How many can I pick up here? See, I don't know if it knows when to stop is the thing. Or does it? Maybe it does. Doesn't that look kind of like a load? Alright, I'm going to say stop. Boy, I may end up wishing that that I lease this for a longer period of time. And I'm kind of curious if I can get out this way. That looks pretty sharp. I think what I'm going to try to do instead here is turn around right in here where I kind of have room. Don't hit that stop. There we go. It's probably particularly tough this first time here till I punched a hole in the snarled up mess we kind of have at the beginning here. Yeah, it's like that one stump right there. wish I could take down. Now in Farm Sim 17, we had straps, and I don't think, looking at my options here, I'm not seeing any options for, oh, stop, oh, that would be an explosion. Okay, I can't see. Yeah, when the ground is not conducive to a super long trailer, yeah, that makes it a little bit tougher. So, anyways, as I was saying, in Farm Sim 17, we had the introduction of straps, and I don't think we had any of that in Farm Sim 15, so I'm going to have to try to take this easy, and what I'm seeing is, depending on how much time this takes, I may end up having to... Oh, I wish it didn't just suck in like that. Great demand. Yeah, wonderful. Well, right now, I am hauling logs, sticks of logs to market. I just don't know how aggressive I can be. It's handy to have the auto load feature, so I know that if they end up falling off, I probably can load them no problem. Well, maybe. You know, as I was seeing over there, even on the flat, it still can be kind of difficult to pick some of them up, you know, depending on the angle. So I'll just try to be careful here as we haul these to market and do the... Oh, there comes a log off. Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid of, is losing one or two or three or four on the way. No! Oh, did I get lucky? I think I got lucky, folks. Oh my goodness. But what's interesting about that is I thought I would be able to drive right through the... Oh, forevermore. This is bothersome. I'm gonna have to like put it straight up and down just to keep it down the road. That was close. Yeah, so maybe what I need to do while I'm hauling these logs is install the mod where it turns off, it isn't quick camera, it turns off collisions like this, you know, where it zooms in close to be on the truck. Anyway, I've taken up enough of you good people's time. Thank you so much for coming along to watch. I just averted a major catastrophe somehow by a little bit of luck. Hope y'all are doing well and hope I get these logs to market. Y'all take care. Bye-bye for now.